In this video, I'm going to talk about detoxification. Now, recently I got a list of questions about this subject, about the best methods, the best things to do, and should a person detox before changing their diet, changing their herbal intake, changing their exercise, all of these things. So in this video, I'm going to address all of that and give detox strategies that I've found to be the most useful, the most beneficial, the most sustainable, realistic, gentle, and effective for actually detoxing and cleansing the body in a realistic way. Now, first and foremost, whatever your strategy is, you have to first look at where you're at in a contextual way, where you're at physically, mentally, emotionally, because person A who has cancer and is 200 pounds overweight versus person B who's 25, has maybe slightly underweight, who really has never had any major health concerns, maybe just already pretty active but just wants to change their diet a little bit, or maybe they're 18 and graduating high school and getting ready to go to college and they just want to maintain their health and energy so they can study better. Now each person is going to need a different strategy, and no one is any better than the other. It's just each one is appropriate. Likewise, if you need to chop some wood and you show up with a hammer, you're going to look like an idiot and you're not going to get the results that you want. But if you show up to hit some nails and you have a hammer, perfect. So in that light, I'm going to talk about all of the rest of these things. So first and foremost, most people, when they think of detoxing, they think of water fasting and really extreme methods of cleansing the body. Now, to me, I'm going to take a little bit of a controversial approach and say that in most cases, a really extreme, aggressive cleanse like that is less than ideal. And unless you're in a really nurturing environment and your body's strong enough to handle something that extreme, it's really not ideal. And I think most people are really starting to wake up and realize that. But some people who need the ego gratification and have that control freak kind of a mentality, and they need to discipline themselves in that way, they need such an extreme measure, that's what you got to do. Go ahead and do it. But in my light, I don't think you're necessarily any cooler. You don't win any points by, the universe doesn't care if you do a water fast versus, just changing your exercise and thinking better and breathing better or whatever. In the end, it's both equal. It's just whatever you want to do. So I know the water fast thing, the master cleanse, all that's kind of like the old school, kind of like 100 cool cleansing strategy. But now the year's 2010, we've learned a lot, we have new technologies, we understand more how the body works, and we're living in a completely different environment. So when people read these books that were written in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, talking about these idealistic utopian views of health and man and nature and all these things, it's not really that relevant because we don't live in that world anymore. We live in a completely different level of pollution, toxicity, stress, electromagnetic pollution, dietary choices, entertainment choices. Everything is different, so we need to realize that, and we need to sit down and take a look and see, well, what do we got here? What's the most intelligent and rational thing? So detoxification is something that's happening all the time. Every time you inhale and exhale, you're detoxifying. Every time you go to the bathroom, you're detoxifying. You're eliminating waste. Your skin constantly, I'm rubbing my arm here, and there's skin cells flying off that are dead. So my skin is constantly turning over and rejuvenating and detoxifying itself. So we have to understand the channels of elimination, being starting at the top, the breath, the skin, and then lower than that, the feces and the urine. So most people think, oh, I'm going to do this and cleanse my colon. That's only a small piece. You need to look at your breathing. You need to look at sweating and doing things for the skin, and then look at cleansing the kidney and going deeper like that. So the most realistic way is to set yourself up with a lifestyle that supports consistent and gradual detoxification and cleansing, not this extreme, I'm going to water fast for 2 weeks and then I'm going to go back to my crappy diet and sit on the couch all day and not ever breathe and not ever explore it deeply. So what you need to do is find a strategy to clean your skin regularly, whether that's skin brushing or hot yoga or sweating or running or jogging something that stimulates your lymphatic system, stimulates your body to sweat and expel waste through your skin. You also need to look at a practice, whether breathing or yoga, or hot yoga or qigong or pranayama, that can really open up the lungs and help your body breathe deeply and fully, but also breathe deeply and fully with movement, because as you move, your diaphragm is going to massage your organs and massage them against your muscles and massage them against each other and stimulate the circulation, stimulate the lymphatic, stimulate all of the cleansing, detoxifying processes that the body naturally and inherently has. So you've got a way to cleanse your skin naturally, make yourself sweat and perspire. You've got a way to clean your lungs, help yourself breathe, because the majority of your waste is eliminated through your lungs. So you've got that, and then you have an exercise program that moves your cardiovascular system and your lymphatic system and stimulates, your bone density and your muscle growth. And then, of course, you have to have a pretty realistic diet. I'm not saying you have to be 100% raw vegan, 100% organic, 100% extreme, whatever, because that's not really realistic or sustainable for most people. It's not, in my opinion, realistic or sustainable for me. So after a couple years, I gave it up and moved on to something better. So whatever that diet is for you, whether that's vegetarian, vegan, meat eater, whatever, it's contingent and it hinges upon what's best for you, your lifestyle, your metabolism, your genetic disposition, your gene constitution, your imbalances, deficiencies, etc. So all these things have to be taken into consideration for it to be at all intelligent and realistic. So, and then of course the next part would be looking at the water. You got to get a clean water source, get off of tap water. Ideally would be to find a local spring to where you can get water from yourself. Second would be to get it delivered from Mountain Valley if you can, or find a local well. Lastly, I guess, would be some sort of filtration system, which I really know nothing about because I don't ever want to think about that kind of a thing. But all of those things in place is you supporting your body naturally cleansing and detoxifying. And of course, there's supplements and herbs and things that you can take to really support the process. Tonic herbs, by their nature, are naturally cleansing and detoxifying based on their complex phytochemical, phytonutrient makeup, and in most cases, their massive concentration of antioxidants. All these things will contribute to your organs cleansing, detoxifying, letting go of old junk, and then allowing them to go to higher and higher levels of homeostasis and balance. And all of these things mixed in a big pot, in a big stew, in a big alchemical cauldron that will be your lifestyle will allow you to have real, long-lasting, natural detoxification, because these extreme fasts and these extreme cleanses deplete your jing because you're not consuming qi and calories through your body, and combine that with the fact that your body's burning so much energy to deplete and let go. You're just burning the candle at both ends, burning the battery pack, burning the midnight oil, which if your goal is longevity and true health, you're really penny wise and pound foolish. You might take a step forward, but take 2 steps back. So that's detoxification. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.